Okay, so in this video we're doing another battle of the concealers video. You guys loved the high-end concealers and you wanted to see more of the drugstore concealers. So I went through, I took a lot of your guys' suggestions on what concealers you would like to see the kind of comparison video of. And out of the concealers that I personally own, I have 6 of them. So we're going to be doing 6 battles. So yeah, I didn't even grab all of them, but you will see all of these. So the concealers we're going to be doing a battle of the video are going to be the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer, the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer, the Ruby Kisses Pure Mineral Concealer, the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and also the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer. So those are the 6 concealers we are going to be doing today. So we're just going to start off with my top favorite concealer. So my number 1 concealer is the the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know this is like my top go-to concealer. I love this concealer. It is like super duper full coverage and the price is a bang for your buck. You can get these at your local beauty supply store for anywhere between $2 to $3 depending on the tax, if you have tax in your state or not, but you can get this concealer for about $2 to $3 and that is amazing for how high coverage it is. And the shade that I personally use, I'm in between 2 shades. I sometimes will use Toffee and a majority of the time I use the shade Fawn, but I love how golden it is and how bright it is when I use it as like a highlighter, which is how I use it. So this is something that you can cream contour with, you can highlight with. They also just came out with highlighting powders and they have an array of colors that you can use, all the way from the lightest of light and to the darkest of dark, which is really, really awesome. Except the darkest shade I think I can't contour with because it's not dark enough. So that is this concealer. I love this concealer. My top 3 selling points would be that the price is amazing, the color range is amazing, and it is super full coverage and super blendable. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I've used this concealer in multiple different videos because this was like my go-to concealer. As you can see, it's really flat and I haven't used it in a while and I need to start picking it back up because it's really great. So the next concealer that is my second favorite concealer is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer. Now this concealer I have fallen in love with ever since I did the review, like I think a year and a half ago. This concealer is really, really blendable, but it's not as full coverage as the LA Girl Pro Conceal, but that's not a problem at all. I use the shade Deep, which is the darkest shade, so unfortunately if you are a little bit darker than me, then this shade won't be as it won't work for you, unfortunately. And that's the downfall with this concealer, is this is the darkest shade that they have. And they have like a light, a fair, light, medium, deep, and deep. So there's only like 5 different shades that you can use, and if you're not in those 5 shades, then screw you. That's pretty much what Maybelline is saying. Nonetheless, this concealer and also this foundation is really amazing. I'll list the review down below so you can see like my full in-depth thoughts about this concealer. And the color is also really, really nice. So I love this concealer. My third concealer is the Ruby Kiss Pure Mineral Concealer, and this concealer is in the shade Warm Honey, which they have a ton of shades as well. If you have a local beauty supply store around you, check there. I know you can get them for about $3, and Walmart actually sells them as well, but I think Walmart sells them for either $2.99 or $3.99. So still $4 for a concealer, and you're getting how much do you get in here? You get 12 grams, so 0.42 ounces, so that's a lot. And I love the wand. I love how long the wand is, so you can just kind of swipe under your eye. And this is a more warm shade, so it's a little bit more warm in tone, which I usually don't like for my under eye concealer, but it works for me, and I've loved this concealer since I've used it. And I like to kind of go over my under eye, and it still blends it out really naturally, and it's not very over intense and very opaque. It's super defined, I guess you could say, and thick in consistency, and it does blend out really well. So I love this, plus it's in like a little squeezy tube, so you know it's not in glass or anything like that and won't break. So I really like this for how inexpensive it is and how great this product is and how many different shades that they have. Ruby Kisses is awesome. They also have really great contouring palettes, like cream contouring palettes, which are also really great. So you gotta check them out. Check out your local Walmart and go and check out Ruby Kiss. So my number 3 concealer is the newest concealer that I bought. It's the L'Oreal True Match Concealer, and this is in the shade medium/deep C78. So C-7-8, which means the last of their dark shades, anyone can use this, which is not very true, because once I show you guys the swatch, you will see it, and if you're darker than me, you'll be like, I can't use that. So this is the darkest shade of concealer that they personally make, which does not make sense to me, because all of their darker foundation ranges, they should have concealers. Like, they shouldn't mix shade 6 with shade 7 with shade 8. Those are 3 different shades and 3 different levels of definition in pigment in people's skin, so they shouldn't just categorize them all into one concealer. So that is a downfall with the L'Oreal concealer, but nonetheless, this I think is about anywhere between, I just dropped it. I think this concealer is anywhere between $9 to $10 to $12. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it is one of the pricier drugstore concealers that I personally own. But I do love how full coverage this concealer is, and I like the applicator, how the applicator is more of a brush as opposed to like a doe foot like the other concealers, so I like that. I really like this concealer too. And number 5 is going to be the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I use the shade Cafe, which is the darkest in this concealer as well. Like, I don't know what drugstore companies are thinking, but do they think that we can't afford drugstore concealers? Like, seriously, like, okay, I understand, well, no, I don't really understand, but I can kind of get with high-end concealers being like, oh, well, maybe the darker consumers won't buy our products. Whatever. I don't get that stigma, but whatever. Let's say that they think that way. And the drugstore concealers like L'Oreal, Maybelline, you know, CoverGirl, Almay, Neutrogena, Wet n Wild, all of those brands should be like, well, we're budget friendly, so we should make ranges and skin tones for everyone. That's how you sell more money. Like, what? We are in 2016, going in 2017, and for these companies, especially drugstore companies, to have the stigma of black people, and black women in particular, that we either can't buy their products, afford their products, or we don't use their products, so they won't make a shade dark enough for us, that does not make sense to me. It baffles me, seriously. But anyways, rant over. The Maybelline Fit Me concealer is really, really great. It's very similar to the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's very creamy, very blendable. The shade is a little iffy, whereas it's a little bit more of a cool as opposed to warm as I usually like it, but I still love this concealer. I don't reach for it as much as I used to. I used to really reach for this concealer, but I don't anymore. But it's not because it's not bad. It's just kind of lower on my list, just because I found other concealers that really, really work for my budget, you know? Whereas the LA Girl is $2, the Ruby Kisses is $3, and then so on and so forth. This I think is like $9 to $10, which isn't bad for 0.22 fluid ounces, which isn't bad, but still, you know, I like this concealer though, and I like how long, once again, the applicator is, so you just kind of get under your eyes. So that is that. And then my last concealer is the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer. And this is a super duper duper thick concealer, and this is in the shade Deep, so it's the darkest shade once again, and it's not even very dark, but I love this concealer for like spot correcting. So if I have some spots that I really need, and just pat it in my skin, set it with a powder, and or under eye concealer, if you need something really thick, really heavy, this concealer is got you covered, let me tell you. But once again, this is the darkest shade in the NYX range. I don't even personally own any of the NYX foundations because they're not dark enough for me. So, you know, that's frustrating, especially with a brand that has personally supported me. Supported me on Instagram especially, and sent me a package, a care package and everything like that. It's disappointing for them to want African Americans to use their products and promote their products, but their darkest concealer is the shade Deep, and it's not even deep enough. That's just really frustrating because I love the brand NYX, and it's very, very, very affordable. Very affordable. But, you know, unfortunately, it is what it is for now. So I'm just going to go ahead and start doing the concealing portion. Let me know your thoughts and what you think about with these concealers and what concealers you personally own in your collection. Also, let me know if you would like to see other collection videos, a battle of the videos, so that way you kind of know what you're working with and what concealers you can buy, because personally all these concealers are great. It's all about your price range and what you're looking for in a concealer, whether you're looking for your skin to get better, or you're looking for balling on a budget, or you're looking for something really full coverage, or you're just kind of looking for a concealer that will fit your skin tone range. So just let me know what you think down below. Let me know what other videos you would like to see, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. I love you all, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video because you guys really enjoyed the last video, so I hope you enjoyed this one as well. And I love you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!